Recovery is underway in Kansas following last week's dust storms and fires, which took a devastating toll on agriculture in that region. Roger McEowen with the Washburn School of Law joins us now to review tax issues associated with demolishing farm buildings and structures. Roger, good to have you with us. Now, before we start, you're actually located in Topeka. Can you give us an update on current conditions there and any impact on your particular area?
Well, the weather now is beautiful, but this area had straight line winds of 85 miles per hour. Western Kansas had a lot of wind and fire damage. About 400,000 acres were burned in kind of north central Kansas, north of Hays in the Russell area. And that destroyed livestock, it destroyed buildings and everything in its path.
Absolutely. Well, glad to hear you didn't have any buildings burned down. You just have a little cleanup going on at your house. So what are some of these general rules and issues associated with demolishing farm buildings and structures?
Well, there's a lot of these structures and farm buildings that are going to have to just be demolished because they're beyond repair. They're not usable. And so the general rule is that the cost of demolishing a structure has to be capitalized into the land's basis. So if you'd been using the structure in your farming business up to the time of the destruction, then you can claim depreciation up to that point in time. And then whatever depreciation is left on that asset, you just add that into the land's basis. If the buildings and structures are just going to simply be abandoned, then just treat any remaining basis as a sale at zero price, and that's an ordinary loss on Form 4797. But there is a special rule after a casualty such as this. You get to deduct the remaining basis as a casualty loss, then capitalize the cost of cleanup into the land's basis.
Interesting. So are there any tangible property regulations to keep in mind?
Well, those rules came in a number of years ago, and they do give us a potential opportunity to continue depreciating a building or structure after demolition has occurred. If a farmer has included buildings and structures in the general asset account, they can choose to whether depreciate them when they're disposed of, such as demolished, or capitalize the basis into the land. So they have a choice there. So they're just going to have to be careful on what they do and keep good records.
All right. Any big takeaway for farmers following a tragedy like this?
Well, the tax rules are really complex, so make sure that you keep good records of everything that you do, of all your cleanup efforts, so that you can get the best tax result that's possible. Try to get some good thing to come out of a tragedy here.
All right. That's Roger McEowen with the Washburn School of Law there in Topeka, Kansas. Thank you so much for being with us today and your insight into this.